your visa approval. You're approved.
I really don't want to go to US.
I think we should, sell the van, part ways, carry on our lives as individuals.
Hello, my Panda pals, and welcome back to the channel and to another recap. Today I'm going to cover what happened on The Other Way, Season 6, Episode 19. And we got a lot happening. We have Sarper trying to convince Shekinah to stay in Turkey forever. We have Statler and Dempsey having a breakup conversation. And we have James telling Tata that they have no choice but to move back to America. Spoiler alert, she does not take it well. But before we get into any of that nonsense, I am so excited to be partnering with Balesa for this video. We are doing a giveaway for you all where everyone who enters will either win a free toy or a huge discount. More on that later, but for now, let's get right into the recap. Let's start things off with Shekinah and Sarper. Shekinah shows off her brand new schnoz, and it is so cute. I don't want to be like, wow, it looks so much better, because then I feel like I'm saying that her old nose was ugly, but wow, it looks so much better. Sarper did a great job taking care of her, and his reward? His K1 visa was officially approved.
I wanted it to be a big surprise, so I'm wearing one of his favorite wigs. I dressed up in this cute outfit. This is a big day.
Sarper comes home, Shekinah walks out in something cute, and his eyes damn near pop out of their sockets and roll across the floor.
You like it?
Oh my god, you look epic.
Damn! Her boobies be boobyin'. Shekinah's like, I know when I dress up, I usually have a whip or a handcuff because you're such a naughty boy. But today, I have my phone.
Do you know why?
Record sex tape?
Damn! The boy did not even have to breathe before he responded. Unfortunately for Sarper and his pecker, the only thing that's being recorded is his face trying to pretend to be excited that his visa was approved.
You're approved. It's such a big deal, babe. This is a huge day.
Sarper doesn't want to rain on her parade, so he sits her down and he gets changed into his little bad boy cosplay, and he does what I can only assume is a mating dance.
Go and wait for me.
Okay.
In the bedroom.
Shekinah goes off to the bedroom and waits for her hard Turkish dicking, and Sarper sits with Adonis and he's like, you are gonna sleep out here tonight because I'ma bang the shit out of your mom, okay? Okay, good boy. Shekinah and Sarper may have pretty wild approaches to relationships, but you cannot deny the fact that they are in control of what they want and they go after it. And that brings me to today's sponsor, a brand that I have used and loved from way before I even started this channel. I am talking about Balesa, and you, my Panda pals, deserve nothing but the best, which is why Balesa and I have partnered up to send everyone, and I mean everyone, who signs up either a free toy or a massive discount. Balesa is a bi-woman company that is changing the game in sexual wellness by empowering everyone to explore and celebrate in their sexuality unapologetically. They focus on what we want, what we need, and let's be honest, what we deserve. Let me whet your appetite just a little bit. And yes, we are about to get very close, very fast, so buckle up, cuties. Here are my top 3 faves that I always reach for in my little side drawer of sin. Taking bronze is this little beauty, the Pebble, ergonomically built to fit perfectly, and I mean perfectly, into your hands. You can control the suction and the vibration independently, which means you can have one, you can have the other, or if you really want to go crazy and have a great time, you can have both. Taking silver is this adorable cutie, Thump. She can do everything the Pebble can do and more. Not only does it vibrate and suction, it also does this crazy thing where it sends palpitations to your kitty clitty and turns you into a pleasure-wielding sorceress. And taking the gold is Flutter Vibe, and this thing is just, it is chef's kiss. This one is a multitasker. Not only does it vibrate, but it also simulates a human tongue going absolutely ham on your happy bean. And that is not all. It also vibrates straight into your G-spot. And yes, I can confirm, it does exist. I know I don't have to keep going because everything I've already said is amazing enough, but it does get better. All of these are made out of silicone, which means that they are non-porous, they are body safe, and they are silky smooth. Plus, they are 100% waterproof and hella easy to clean. The ones that I talked about today, they all come with their own carrying case, which also doubles as a charging case. So make sure to check out my giveaway link in the description box below because everyone will either win a free toy or a huge discount off of toys. And thank you so much to Valessa for partnering with me and for sponsoring this video. Now, let's get right back to the recap. Sarper meets up with his cousin to have her help him pick out a tux because...
Evet. Teklif yapmayı düşünüyorum Şikayne'ye.
His cousin is like, listen, that is super exciting, but are you sure you want to go through that again? Because the first time you got married was pretty awful. So, Sarper was married once before, about 14 years ago. His family found out that he was stripping and they were like, oh, absolutely the fuck not. No son of mine is gonna be a stripper. So we need to get you married because that is clearly gonna fix everything. So he pretty much had a hasty marriage to a situationship just to appease them.
I didn't feel anything to her, to be honest. It was the worst year of my life.
His cousin questions why he wants to get married, and he tells her he wants to propose to show Shekinah he is serious about their future together, and hopefully by doing the engagement ceremony here in Turkey, she'll feel a deeper connection to his family, thus enticing her to stay there forever.
Zaten hayatım boyunca Amerikan rüyası gören bir adam değildim diye. Bir kere bile gitmek istemedim.
Let's move on to Tata and James. Tata is basking in that post-wedding glow, and James storms in to rain all over her parade.
Yesterday was really like a dream come true wedding.
Some of the reality of it is we have to go back.
They used up most of what they had saved so that they could pay for Tata's dream wedding, and with neither of them working, they literally have no other choice but to head back so that James can find a job.
But I still don't want to come back.
We get back there, we save every penny we possibly can. We regroup to know what we need to do to live here.
I can understand why Tata is so upset, but at a certain point, you kind of have to suck it up. Like, you have to decide whether you're gonna stay in Indonesia with your family or head back to America with your husband and just download Bumble for friends. James is like, trust me, I do not want to go back either. Do you think I want to crawl back and beg my family for the third time to give me my job back after royally screwing them over?
We have to beg my parents to let me come work for them again. And that's daunting to say the least.
James is like, we were not prepared to move here at all. And Tata is like, listen, I wasn't prepared to move to the US, but I did it. And then I stayed there for 3.5 years. You've been in Indonesia for what, a few weeks? And you want to bail because you can't handle it? I cannot believe I'm about to defend James here, but Tata, he had a job. He doesn't have that here. Do you like eating, huh? Do you like staying alive? You're gonna need money for that.
I thought James will make more effort to figure out how to live here. I feel like he's just giving up.
Listen, do I think James actually tried his absolute hardest to find a job and make things in Indonesia work? Absolutely not. But Tata, you married who you married. Twice now. Tata emphatically tells him that she does not want to go back to the same life where he's at work all day with the car and she's just stuck at home with no one to talk to and nothing to do. Which, to be fair, yeah, that sounds absolutely awful. Like, if I were in her shoes, I would feel like I was alive just because I hadn't died yet. James is like, I will make sure that that does not happen, especially now that I know what it feels like to be in your shoes. Sweet sentiment, but it does annoy me a little bit that Tata has been feeling this way for a couple years in the States and she has told James about it. But James is only now validating her experience because he finally knows what it feels like, as if it's not real because he never went through it.
I need to repeat the same thing when I was there. I'm not ready for it.
Tata is like, how are you gonna do that, huh? How are you gonna make sure I'm not lonely? James is like, I don't know, but we'll figure it out. And Tata's like, oh, well, that's reassuring considering how well of a job you're doing figuring shit out here in Indonesia. I understand that their relationship dynamic is that James is the sole provider, but why is he the only one that has to come up with a plan? Also, trade in your luxury car, get 2 cheaper cars so that you each have one. There, I figured it out for you. You're welcome. Tata meets up with her sisters, Angel and Harry, and she's super sad because if they move back to the US, she has no idea when she's ever gonna see them again. They talk about the wedding and how perfect it was, and Angel is like, listen, I now believe James can take care of you, but I still have a very long way to go before I trust him like he's family. And Tata is like, well, let me go ahead, put a wrench in that whole developing trust thing.
Ini ngomongin terus pengen pindah lagi ke Amerika. Maksudnya apa sih? Terus kenapa sekarang berubah lagi?
Angel and Tata start to cry, and Tata tells her that she does not want to go back to America, but she doesn't have a choice. James literally cannot support her here.
Baru meluapkan rasa kangen aku ke kamu, balik lagi ke sana. Aku nggak mau pindah lagi ke sana.
Harry says that they are one in marriage, so Tata should follow her husband no matter where he goes and no matter how difficult it is.
I can lose my family or I can lose James.
Get a car. A car will allow you to go to a job will give you friends as well as money, and that money you can save so that you can visit Indonesia with or without James. Like, at a certain point, if James is not doing anything to help you, you have to do things to help yourself. Tata tells James that she told Angel and Harry that they might have to move back to the US because he can't support them here, and James gets really upset because she basically exposed him as a loser.
You needed to tell other people that? Why couldn't you at least communicate with me before just opening up stuff we talked about privately? That hurts a little bit.
James is definitely upset because whatever Tata told her sisters paints him as a failure, and he's already overwhelmed with all of the expectations that he has to fulfill that he's just missing the mark on over and over again. But it is kind of shitty to like condemn your wife for confiding in her family about a decision that affects her and her family. James starts to cry and he's like, how do you think that's gonna make me feel when I see your family looking at me knowing that they know that I know that they know that I suck?
So frustrating. She got so upset at me for talking to Adele about not wanting to have kids, and here she is doing the same thing I did.
Absolutely not the same thing. She's not mad at you for confiding in someone about not wanting kids. She's mad that you kept it a secret from her. And then you kept lying about it every single time you were like, oh my god, I can't wait to have kids. What Tata is doing is not the same thing. She is confiding in her family for support and advice. And she's also currently following up with you on that conversation and telling you what it was all about. So like, no, those are not the same thing.
I'm sorry. I'm just scared I'm gonna be alone again. I'm really scared.
James is like, girly, I am not trying to get you to go to America to hurt you. I literally can't keep you alive if we stay here. And Tata is like, well, you need to tell me exactly how long I'm gonna have to wait before I can see my family again.
How long am I gonna see my family again?
You're asking me to answer things I can't answer.
Yeah, and then you ask me the question that I can answer.
Tata tells him that if she goes back to America, she wants him to promise her that he will sponsor Angel so that she can come and visit them.
What is your point with that at all? Like,
What
that has
do
nothing to
you-
do with what we're talking about.
What do you mean? That's literally the reason why this decision is so difficult for Tata to make. She doesn't want to be separated from her family.
I want to be able to know at least Angel will visit me.
So is this the plan you're making?
How are you mad that she came up with a plan? Is she shitting all over the no plan that you brought to the table? If you do not like what she proposed, then you are more than welcome to counter her offer.
You're making plans for other people to come visit to somewhere you haven't even told me you're willing to go back to.
Oh my god, I'm genuinely confused at why James is so confused. Tata is currently telling you that she will go back to America contingent on X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, whatever. Done with this conversation.
Tata storms off, and James tells us that he does not understand why she wants Angel to visit, and it feels like Tata is prioritizing Angel over their future together.
I don't even have a job there right now. I have to find a place for us to live again. I have to figure out all those things first.
Okay, that is fair. I think that his brain is literally just freezing because he's so overwhelmed. And that's fair, he has a lot on his plate. Now, do I think that most of the shit that's on the plate wouldn't be there if they learned how to communicate better and like make a plan? Absolutely. But that's honestly neither here nor there because it is currently on the plate and so they have to deal with it. And I do wish that he could communicate this better, and of course, just because he communicates it better doesn't mean that Tata's gonna be more receptive to it. But I just think that there's a better chance for Tata to understand if he's like, hey, I don't know when I'm gonna be able to sponsor Angel because I have to think of X, Y, and Z. Instead of, that's your plan? That's a stupid plan, you know? Let's finish things off with Statler and Dempsey. Statler tries to cheer Dempsey up by taking her on a grand alpine train tour around Chamonix. But she definitely bought the wrong tickets because instead of the Hogwarts Express, they board Le Petit Train to choo-choo their way around the small village. Dempsey is like, thank you so much for working every day so that I can explore Europe without a care in the world. And Statler is like, you're welcome. I definitely don't resent you for this in any way.
It does suck staying in 10 hours while you can go out and really see stuff. I do get a bit jealous.
Then Statler reminds Dempsey that she agreed to be her van wife, and she's like, yeah, so I'm gonna need you to fix that table ASAP possible.
I'll do the cleaning and cooking, but like if something needs ordering, you're more than able to do that.
But like if you have all day, why wouldn't you do it?
Dempsey tells us that she thinks Statler takes her for granted and takes advantage of her easygoing attitude.
I don't think she sees how much energy and how much work I've had to put into the van and her.
Oh my god, they both suck. I mean, yes, of course, it stinks that Statler has to work 10 hours a day every single day, but that does not mean that it should be the expectation that Dempsey's gonna wipe her ass every single time she takes a shit. And yes, of course it stinks that Dempsey feels like Statler does not appreciate her contributions, but like, I don't know, go cry into a field of daisies for 5 hours because your job is literally just to enjoy your life. Dempsey asks if it's because she's not working, and Statler's like, no, that is not it at all. The two are quickly coming to the realization that they might just be too different to be compatible. Dempsey wants Statler to be more chill, Statler wants Dempsey to be more serious. Dempsey is like, I am not gonna change, so Statler needs to get on board with who I am if she wants this to work. And Statler is like, I am so desperate for love that I will take just about anything, but now I'm thinking, maybe that was a terrible idea. Statler tells her that their communication has been no bueno, and they should just put a deadline on trying to fix it.
In 2 months, I think probably we should sell the van, part ways, carry on our lives as individuals.
Dempsey's like, yeah, I do not want to sell this van. And then she's like, cause I definitely want to keep exploring with you. And girl, stop lying. And that, my Panda Pals, is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you are not subscribed yet, go ahead, click that subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, and let me know down in the comments below what you thought. I hope to see you for the next one, and as always, thanks for not letting me ride this train wreck alone. Bye!